everybody, and here we are. It's Tuesday afternoon at just after 5, and Tuesday is one of my party at 5 days. So, on Tuesdays, on Fridays, what I'm going to do is I'm not just going to make a recipe, I'm also going to tell you a little bit about some of the things that we do at Tupperware, some of the things we have at Tupperware, some of our specials, and hopefully it will give you an all-round view of things that are happening. And what I'm always excited to be with you guys. And I made my own discovery today, which if you've seen my post about the all-in-one and the all-in-one shaker, you'll know what it is. But if you haven't seen that, I'm going to show that to you. So my name is Melanie Miller, and I've been at Tupperware now. This is my 16th year. I haven't always been in Tupperware because I'm 64 years old. So before I was in Tupperware, I actually worked in the pharmaceutical industry and in other industries, really trying to find quality assurance solutions. I have a background in pharmacy, and I have a PhD in pharmaceutical technology. And for those of you that watched my cooking class last night, and you can still go and see it, it's available on Bureau Tupperware Les Diamants. Um, I talked all about how microwaves work, how we cook with microwaves, and I love it when I have an opportunity to talk science. So that is something that I do once every 14 weeks. So thank you for joining me this afternoon. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Ingrid. Good to see you this afternoon. So one of the things I like to ask when I do these Tupperware parties is, if I was to ask you what is the first thing that pops into your head when somebody says Tupperware, what would it be? And most of you I know who watch me, you have been communicating with me lots, and I know a lot of you know a lot about Tupperware. But I would love to know still, when somebody says Tupperware, what is the first thing that pops into your head? And I know when I was asked that question the first time I was at a Tupperware party, I think what I said was pantry, because I had, when I lived in Australia, I just felt a little sting on my leg there. Good afternoon, Melissa. Thank you, Wendy. I'm glad you enjoyed the course. I know that when I lived in Australia, that was my first introduction. Oh, I've got one of those horrible bitey things around me, so hopefully it'll go away. But when I was first in Australia and I first got introduced to Tupperware, the first line of attack, I suppose, in terms of what did I tackle first, was a pantry. Now, my pantry did not look anything like the pantry I have now, but it was definitely a pantry that was going to keep my flour, my brown sugar, all those sort of things really airtight and fresh. And it also was able to keep things like marshmallows, raisins, not almonds, apricots, soft, so that when I came to use them, I wasn't like trying to make them go softer by having to put them in the microwave or anything. Hello. Oh, that's really nice to see you. I see a new person here who knows Ingrid, and I don't know what your name is because you've only come up as a Facebook user. And how you can change that is at the top of where you're watching, you should see a little link, and it's probably got the word Be Live in it. If you click on that link, what it does is it lets me see you, and I would love to know who you are so that I can say hello to you properly. So just click on the little link there, and I should be able to see your name. And actually, while we're doing this, guys, let's get the jam jar out. We haven't had the jam jar for a little while. So let's get the jam jar out. So as people come on and comment, I'm going to see their heads pop in to my jam jar. Okay, so the modular mates, this is our pantry solution. And this evening, I'm actually going to need, thank goodness, not much, about a tablespoon of flour. So I'm going to get that out right now and put it to the side so that it's ready for me later. So everything that you want to stay crisp is going to stay crisp. Everything that you want to stay soft is going to stay soft. And that is the beauty of our modular mates. So I'm just going to put that over there. I'm finished that. But the system that most people enjoy the most at Tupperware is this system. This is our Fridge Smart system. And tomorrow night, we're actually doing a GPS, which is a guide of your kitchen, if you like. And in the GPS, one of the things that's happening is I'm going to be doing a tour of my kitchen. So you will get to see my fridge, you'll get to see my freezer, we'll get to walk into my pantry. So you'll really get to see that. But Fridge Smarts are the thing that are immediately going to help you with our mission. And our mission is to help people save time, save money, eat more healthily, and be a solution to pollution. And if there's one system that does all of that, it is the Fridge Smart. So you can probably see I've got a few little pieces of broccoli left in here. I'm going to use those this evening. In fact, I'm going to get, as I talk, I'm going to get my Ultra Pro out. And gradually empty some vegetables in as we talk about this. So I don't have much left in the way of broccoli, and it has been in there now probably for about 12 days. So I'm just finishing it off because one of the things I'm going to make this evening is just like a vegetable bake, if you like, because, and I'm going to explain to you why I'm just doing a vegetable bake. And you know, when you've had your vegetables in there for that long, sometimes you have to trim off some of the bits because, you know, they've been in there for quite a while. And so, but as you can hear, they're still really crisp. So that is it for the broccoli. So as I've just emptied my broccoli out of here, you can see that at the bottom of my Fridge Smart, I have what we call grids. Hi, Kim, good to see you. Hi, Sherry Lynn. And what does the grid do? The grid collects all the moisture that is formed when you put your items in the fridge. Everything gives off moisture when it's in the fridge. Why does it do that? Because it's trying to equilibrate with its environment. So that is why you're much better to have your items in an enclosed container rather than in the whole fridge. Because imagine it's trying to equilibrate with the whole fridge. It's just going to keep giving off water. And if the water has nowhere to go, it's just going to make a mess in your drawer. And that's why sometimes you might come back and find a pepper that maybe you can put your fingers through. This is the last bit of pepper that I took out of one of my Fridge Smarts. I've had these peppers for 3 weeks. And so today was the last pepper to come out of my Fridge Smart. And tomorrow I need to go shopping because I have to set my Fridge Smarts up ready for the tour of the kitchen. Now, I'm not just buying fruit and veg for the tour of the kitchen, but it will be a bit sad if I open up my fridge and I say, oh, I've run out of everything. There's nothing in here. Okay, so we're adding in that pepper. So one of the reasons I'm doing the veggie bake is because everything is getting low in my fridge marts, my freezer mates, and so I'm just using everything up. Okay, so the water goes to the bottom, but because it's broccoli, or in this case, I've got my cauliflower here, what happens is that you need to set the air hole opening. So in cauliflower, you have to set the air hole to half a hole. On broccoli, you set the cauliflower to a whole hole. So broccoli gives off more gas than cauliflower. So you want all the gas to come out of the container and fresh air to go back in. Yes, Wendy, you're absolutely right. Killian heard the word peppers. So we're going to give Killian a little piece of pepper, and he'll probably be happy to give him some cauliflower too. Can you also see the lid? The lid is very wet, okay? This is because the water is coming off your cauliflower, and what you have to do is avoid the temptation to wipe the water off. And that will go against all your principles. You're going to say, well, Melanie, I want to wipe it off. Yeah. You know, the reason you want to wipe it off is because we're always worried about having water in contact with our vegetables. The trouble is, if you wipe this water off, all you're going to do is say to my broccoli, say to my cauliflower, actually, I want you to give off more water. I'm not happy. Hang on, I just need to, I pressed the button and I'm just going to take that off again. So if you wipe the water off, what you're saying, cauliflower, give me off more water, because now you're not equal with the environment. So I don't know if that makes sense to you. So try and avoid taking the water off your lids. And as you can see, my cauliflower, this has been in here probably for 10 days. Most of it looks perfect. Some of the edges have started to go a bit funny, but you know what you do? You just cut them off and you don't use that little bit. Hello, I see somebody else who has come on and said, hello, Ingrid. And I just need, if you are the person who just wrote, hello, Ingrid, I can't see your name. So it would be really good if you could just click on the link that's at the top of where you're watching, and you'll find that I will be able to see. Sorry, I've got this horrible animal that is biting me to pieces at the moment. Okay, so we're going to put some cauliflower in here too. And we're going to give some cauliflower to Killian, because Killian loves cauliflower. But I think you'll agree that most of this cauliflower, like 10 days old, it is looking pretty perfect. It's just a slight little bit on the back edge that I'm going to take off. So as I say, we're using up the cauliflower today. So the fridge smarts are going to keep your fruit and veg about 3 to 4 times as long. Oh, hi, Tammy. Nice to see you. So, yeah, 10 days. Isn't that amazing? 10 days for your cauliflower. And if you have to do a little trimming, it's okay. But the majority of your cauliflower is intact. So this is why I don't want to pretend to you that it's going to stay perfect, but I do want you to see, look, this is so crisp still, even though you've got a little bit of discoloration on the back where the stem is. Everything about this is crisp, and I love cauliflower. So I decided that today I would make a veggie bake, yes, to use up the vegetables, but also because yesterday I made a beef fiesta and we still have a lot of that left. And I also made an apple cake. We still have a lot of that left, and I have that to show you. So we've got our modular mates and our fridge smarts, which are making a big difference to the amount of food we're wasting in the kitchen. And what I've got now is some freezer mates to show you. Now this is a small deep freezer mate. In here I have peas. Now I don't know what peas are like for you if you keep them in a bag. I was forever taking my peas out of the freezer and having to whack them on the bench so that they would separate because they just went into a big clump. But these are really good, even though I've had them in and out of the freezer, which is not a good thing for your stuff coming in and out of the freezer, because every time it comes out, it melts a little bit and has a bigger potential to mix. Okay, so now I'm going to just finish off these peas in here. I used up my corn yesterday, but I do still have some edamame beans, which I absolutely love. Okay, and I'm going to put the rest of these back in the freezer in 2 seconds and tell you about the freezer mates. Before I want to show you this. This is ground beef that I put in the freezer about 4 days ago, and there's the freezer burn on the lid, and my meat is perfect. That is because I did not overfill the container, and that is what you should expect. So instead of your meat starting to taste like the freezer, all the freezer burn stays on the lid. So what else do you need to know? What else do you need to know about freezer mates? Well, they're flexible, okay? So when you need to pop something out, you can actually stretch them. And I took these out of the freezer not long ago. They also have on the bottom a curved base. So when you stack them and you've got more than one on top of each other, there is an air gap underneath, so that your air, your cold air, or your warm air when you're defrosting has an opportunity to go all the way round. What does that mean? That means you have an even freezing. You're not going to just freeze the top and then wait for the rest. And I don't know if any of you ever put any of your meat directly into the freezer from the store and it's still in its styrofoam. Now, if you do that, you're pretty much guaranteeing that you're going to ruin your meat, because styrofoam is an insulator. And what happens is when you if you hold it, if you have one in the freezer, take it out, hold the bottom, put your hand on the top, and you will notice a huge difference in temperature. The one on the bottom is insulated. The one on the top is frozen. So what happens is all of the juices of your meat, when you put it in the freezer, they rush away from the cold bit down to that horrible pad at the bottom underneath your meat in the styrofoam. And now what you've done is you've graded your meat. So the stuff on the top is more dry than the stuff on the bottom. The dry meat, that is where your freezer burn is going to start to occur. So that is why if you take some meat out that's been in styrofoam for a month or something, you'll notice that all around the edge, it has started to pick up the freezer burn look. So freezer mates, amazing. Technology, really good. So those 3 systems, your modular mates, your freezer mates, your fridge smarts, they are going to save you so much money. They're going to save you time, because as you can see, my cauliflower, yes, I'm having to cut little pieces off, but it's pretty much ready to go. When I get my strawberries, I actually take the tops off, cut them in half, rinse them, dry them, put them in the fridge, in a fridge mat, and guess what? Everybody eats them because they're ready to eat. People sometimes say to me, should I wash my stuff before I put it away? Me, it depends on whether I'm using it or whether the rest of the family, i.e. my husband, is going to use it, because he's not going to wash it every time he uses it. So much better that I put the strawberries in there ready to eat and he eats them up. If I didn't do it, if I just put them in whole, they would stay there. Do an experiment yourself. Leave them whole in the fridge with the green bits in the top, and then next time cut them up and put them in the fridge. I bet you when they're cut up, ready to eat, they're going to disappear. Okay, so I think I've probably got enough cauliflower in here for now. So I'm doing a really cheaty vegetable dish because I'm fairly short of time this evening. I've got like quite a few things on the go, and you know, contrary to most people, I usually during the day I have more time, and in the evenings I have less time, especially on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of butter and put it on top of my veggies here. I mean, you can use oil as well, but I like butter. And I'm just going to put this into the microwave with the lid on for about 3 minutes so that the frozen veggies will start to cook and everything else will get warm. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to use some cream, which I already have. I'm going to put some cheese on. I'm going to bake it in the oven. I am going to put a lid on. Oh, I keep losing the connection. Okay, now if you're somebody and you say, but Melanie, I really don't like the idea of microwave cooking, please go and watch my cooking class from last night. It is on Bureau Tupperware Lady and Mo. The beginning of it will explain to you how microwaves work, how microwave cookers work, and I think it will reassure you a bit for using microwaves for cooking. Okay, so making the vegetables, as soon as that has beeped, I'm going to mix in a little bit of flour with them. I'm going to get my pepper. Ooh. And I'm going to mix in some herbs with them. So I took these herbs from my garden. Normally, I would probably put onion in with them, but guys, I have no onion. I've completely run out. So I'm going to use some chives. I'm going to use, and all of this just came from my garden. I've already got chives growing. I've also got parsley. So I'm going to put some parsley in. And probably this goes against all rules of how you should use herbs, but I just like things that taste good. And I've got some rosemary. So I'm going to put that in as well. So we're going to have some nicely tasting veggies. Okay, so I've got all my herbs, and they're in what we call the Tupperware Supersonic Compact Chopper. And so what I'm going to do, I don't need to chop them down super tiny, but I want to chop them down so I can mix them in with the vegetables Then I'm going to add the cream, and I need to also grate the cheese. Okay, what does that look like? Well, look at that, guys. Can you see how quickly that's chopped them down? And yes, I do have a couple of little leaves of rosemary left and some chives, but that's okay. I'm going to chop them down a little bit more, see if they'll disappear. If not, I'll just take them out. There we go. So there is my mix of veggies, not veggies, of herbs, and smells delicious. So this is my mini chopper. That's what I call it. It's actually called a supersonic compact chopper. Now this chopper forms part of a set that we call our basic kit. And in our basic kit, you get a full set. I don't have a full set here, a full set of measuring spoons, which go from 1/8 of a spoon all the way up to 1 tablespoon, which I have here with the flour in. They even have the 1/8, which is officially a pinch of salt. Okay, so that's good. They also have a set of 6 measuring cups, which go from 1/4, 1/3, 1/2. But we also have a 2/3 and a 3/4 cup before we get to the cup. What does that mean? Uncomplicated maths. You can just measure your things out. It also comes with this fabulous spatula, and the spatula is really easy to clean. It goes in hot and cold, and you can use this for spreading. And the last item, because we've talked about the chopper, is our amazing That's a Bowl. And it comes with a lid. You can use this for salads, or you can use it as a mixing bowl. So I would do it this way around because I'm right-handed. And it's useful. It's a matte finish on the inside and a shiny red finish on the outside. Now, all of these items, they go to make a basic kit. And the basic kit, all these items together, they have a value of $206, but they could cost you only $59. And this by itself, before tax and delivery, is $70. So it really is a fabulous deal. And what does it give you? It gives you access to all the Tupperware products. Every single product there, you have the opportunity to buy at 25% off. It gives you access for at least 4 months. Oh, and you have that access for a whole year. For at least 4 months, you have access to all the Tupperware samples. And sometimes those samples are up to 65% off the regular price. So that's really worth having. And as well as that, we also have lots of rewards and ways, especially when you first join Tupperware, to get lots of extra gifts. And what is really important for you to know is there is no obligation for you to do anything. So if you want to join and just buy stuff for yourself, you can do that. Ask Ingrid. Ingrid is on tonight, and that's what Ingrid does. If you want to join and maybe make a bit of money, then that is another option. But you do that as fast or as slow as you want. It's all down to you. So if you have any interest in joining, please let me know, and I'd be very happy to help you with that. Okay, let's go and get the veggies. So actually, as I have quite a lot of people on who already have Tupperware kit, why don't you write in the comments, guys, why you joined Tupperware in the first place? Because that will help everybody who's thinking about joining as to why they might want to join Tupperware. Okay, so as you can see, even the butter hasn't quite melted yet. it feels warm, but it doesn't feel hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my simple spoon. Okay, this is a great spoon. This is like Tupperware's version of a wooden spoon, except it's made out of fantastic material. It goes in hot and cold, and guess what? When you clean it, when you get water on it, there's no chance of any bacterial or fungal infection because it's completely closed surface. So I love my simple spoon. Okay, so I've got this. I'm gonna mix in now my herbs. You joined for the discounts? Yes, thank you, Kim. What about anybody else who's watching? Who else joined and what reason did you join for? I would love to know. I think Ingrid joined for the discounts too. Okay, so I've put those herbs in there to get a deal on the products as the kit has the best value. Yes, thank you, Olga. It definitely does. You joined for the Fridge Smarts, Sherry Lynn. Yes, and the Fridge Smarts, as I said to everyone, they are the best reason for joining. Oh, I think I'm going to enjoy these veggies tonight. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of flour on here as well. I'm going to mix this all up. I've got my, I'm just put the flour on to thicken up the cream when I put it on. But I tell you, this smells so good. I don't even know if I need to put cheese. But everybody that knows me, I think I told you the other day that I was saying, Alan asked me, should we put cheese on this? And I said, no. And he said, hold on a minute, I'm feeling a bit dizzy. I said, why? Well, what's happened? He said, you said we didn't need to put cheese on. What's happening? That is not the Melanie I know. Okay, let me just put that on there for the minute. I need to get the cheese. So unfortunately, we do not have this lovely cheese grater anymore, but sometimes I just don't want to get out my big cheese grater. I'm just going to get my cheese. And I'm not lying to you when I say there's not much in the house at the moment. This is my Cheese Smart. I love this for storing my cheese, but you'll see when I take the lid off, it does not have much in it at the moment. So I'm just going to grate up a little bit of cheddar, but I'm also going to grate a little bit of Jarlsberg because I know that Alan loves the flavor. Oh, and of course, as Wendy knows, Killian loves cheese, so he's going to be hassling me for cheese. So we'll do this. Okay, now I'm not going to cook this meal right now. You wish they would bring it back. Me too, Ingrid. I would sell hundreds of them, I think. I'm sorry I'm breaking up. Unfortunately, sometimes we don't have control as the way the things are working. Okay, so I've got my cheese here. I'm going to take my veggies. And I've got some 15% cream, which is the one that I prefer using. And I'm just going to pour the cream over my vegetables. They smell delicious, guys, with the herbs and things in them. Okay, so I'm just going to use that whole, I think that's about a third of a cup. And now I'm going to just put a mix of cheese on the top. And when I'm ready, I am just going to bake this in the oven. So I think you'll agree it looks like it's going to be yummy. And if it looks like it's going to be yummy, it often is. So I'm going to cook it like this. I'm not going to put my cover on, and I'll cook it at 350. Okay, so we've talked about the systems. I've showed you the chopper. We've talked about the basic kit. There is also a deluxe kit, and the deluxe kit I can show you in a picture. I don't have it all here. The deluxe kit has $179 is what it costs. It has $549 value, and the big difference in the deluxe kit is that it comes with the big chopper, not the little chopper, and of course a load of other things. So if you're a person that goes more for percentage off, then this is your best value. If you go more for how much dollars you get off, well, with this one you get about 300, I think it's $330 off the total price. So that is a possibility for joining as well with the deluxe kit. But of course, it's going to cost you $179. It's not going to cost $59. So we'll take that out. And, you know, we have specials on at the moment. And there are two specials that I want to highlight for you. One of them is this special, which I did do a post about, so you may have seen it. This is our all-in-one mate. And the all-in-one mate, it has a zester on the top. It's very rough, and it acts as a little sieve as well. It has a egg separator, and it has a lemon squeezer. So at the moment, you can buy your all-in-one mate, and it will cost you $27 as usual. Then you have a little collector underneath if you need to keep your lemon juice or whatever. It will collect. This will collect, and you will have lemon juice there. And then if you do buy the all-in-one, sorry, I was getting distracted by something that was said in the comments. Unfortunately, like I tell everybody, once you go live, I actually have no control about how it is transmitted to you. So it doesn't matter if you tell me that it's breaking up or whatever. I can do nothing about it once I've gone live. So I apologize, everybody, if it's not going out to you well. But I can only do what happens to me at the time. Anyway, the big discovery I made today, girls, was the lid. Did you know that the lid of the all-in-one shaker, it has measurements in? I never knew that. I was stunned when I went onto Tupperware's website to look for some pictures, and it has milliliters. So it has 25 mils, 50 mils, 75 mils, and it also looks like that's probably fluid ounces. But isn't that amazing? Like, I just love Tupperware for all the little extra. You never knew that either. I did not know that. So you can use this, and if you're making your salad dressing, so you measure how much oil, you measure how much vinegar, measure, like whatever you're using, you can pre-measure it and then just put the lid on. It doesn't have a shaker thing in it, but you can just put the lid on and shake it all up together. So this one works really, really well for when you're mixing liquids. It's not going to be so good when you have solids in there as well. That's why we have that little shaker wheel in the others. So I was super impressed. So you get this for 27 and then you get this for free. So for me, that's a great deal. The other really good deal that is going on at the moment is our set of containers. So our set of containers is, we have 5 different containers. We have 2 different sizes of the big wonders. We have the medium wonders, the refrigerator bowl, and the little. And so I could just say to you, well, these are great containers. You can work out what to use with them, but I can't resist it, guys. These were my lifesaver when my kids were little. We used to make what we called snack packs in these, and in them I would put a bit of pretzels, a few chocolate chips, they thought of getting a treat, some raisins, some goldfish. I'd make these up probably the night before we were going out, and so when we were out, the kids were never hassling me to buy chocolates or sweets or anything, because they always had their snack packs. And I use these for many, many years, and I still use them for myself when I go in the car. So you want to always take food with you when you go to the store, or at least eat before you go to the store, because you don't want to buy anything when you're at the store. And then this one, this is great. If you make big muffins or you have a big cupcake, they will fit in here. Or one of the things I used to do was to slice up apples or oranges, and they would fit in here beautifully. And you could actually leave them in the shape of the apple. Just take the core out. And that's what I love the refrigerator bowl for. And what about this size? This size is great. Maybe you want to put in a couple of rolls of ham or any cold cuts, maybe some cheese. All of these things will, Tupperware call this their storage set. Me, I call it my beginner lunch set, because in your set, you don't just get one set of these, you get 4 sets. And every single different one is going to serve a different purpose for you. This one is more your sandwich or your wrap, or some other, maybe some naan bread, all stuff that is going to give you a little bit of a carbohydrate loading. But it's controlled. You can't have much in here, so it's good. And then the last one is something that I would use for a mini salad to take, so that I have fresh food with me en route, or you can just load this up with lots of cut up fruits or some. No, they're not microwavable. They are. I wouldn't put them in the microwave. So these are not for reheating. These are for your cold things. They all have lids with the double track system, which means that your stuff in here, even if you put soup in here and then heated it up when you got to work in another container, it's not going to leak. So you have liquid tight because of the double track system. Okay, now when you buy this, it costs $75. It is about 50% off. And of course, if you're a Tupperware rep, you get another 25% off that. So it comes to about 62.5% off. And as well as buying this, you automatically qualify. And I don't know where my little mini's gone. It's fallen off. You automatically qualify for this small container set. So you've got your snack cup and your Tupper mini. And so you're basically going to end up with a 7-piece set. And the whole price comes to $90, which as a Tupperware rep is going to come down to about 72, that sort of price. So it really is amazing. You're off to CrossFit. Thank you. You have a great time there, Olga. So I'm not sure who said finally get to come on and watch you. I can't see your name. You need to click the little link that's at the top of where you're watching to give me permission to see you via BeLive. but it must be somebody good because she's finally got on, or he's finally got on to watch me. Okay, so those are two specials that I recommend to you. We've talked about the kit, and now the other thing, the final thing I want to talk to you about is, should you want to have a Tupperware party? And I could do a Tupperware party on your personal profile that you could invite your friends to come and watch. And then I would be able to show them some of the specials. I'm not sure if I have any. Oh, yes. So I would be able to show them live some, because this is our specials flyer. So they would be able to see what specials are available. And in fact, there are two parts to the flyer, so I could show both parts as well. And I could block myself off to just make the specials bigger. So there's an opportunity for everybody to be able to see what items on special, like our cold carafe is on special, our chip and dip is on special. We have season serve containers. So there's a lot of things that are on special. And so this month until the 31st of May is a great month to be able to do a Tupperware party. If you prefer to do it in a closed group, we can do that too. And that's a lot of fun because we can even do it via Zoom. And you can invite your friends on, and I can do just what I did here this evening, but just for your group of friends. I can even do a live party sale. So we make a little group, and I actually sell Tupperware on the spot to you and your friends, and we can use those sales to go into a party for you to be able to get half price and free items. So please contact me if you have any interest in doing a party, if you have any interest in joining Tupperware for the discounts, and if you have any questions about anything I've talked about this evening, I would love to chat with you. So thank you everybody for being here tonight. I really appreciate you, and because I appreciate you, I'm going to do a draw. So you see my little jam jar here? It's full of people's heads who have commented, whose names I can actually see. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to draw, and whoever wins will get a small deep fridge mat and a small freezer mate, a small freezer mate and a small deep freezer mate. And as it's a party, I'm going to offer those for free today for the party. Because if you guys stuck around this long to listen to me, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. So let's get a winner. And the winner today is Kim Fraser. So Kim, you have just won yourself a small freezer mate and a small deep freezer mate. And so I'm really happy that you've won. And maybe Kim, we could talk about the possibility of doing a party down for you, because I think that would be fun. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to everybody for being here tonight. And, you know, if you have any comments about how you found this evening, whether you like the format of the party, I would love to hear back from you, because I'm only going to get better if you give me feedback. So thanks very much, everyone. I'm going to get ready now because I have a leaders meeting at 7 tonight, and I've still got a few things I want to sort out, apart from the fact I need to eat the rest of the beef fiesta and the veggies. I'm going to put them in the oven right now. So thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow for Live at 5.